Howdy y'all, Tex here. Trying something a little different. I'm sitting at a truck stop right now and I got my curtains open so you actually have some natural light in here. Anyway, I figure I got time to make another video for y'all. It'll drop here in a couple of days, 21st or so. I'm going to tell you another story in my Gory Story series here. Now, this is one that I don't know if you want to call him a frequent flyer. We knew of him. We dealt with the guy before for some different issues, but we got called out to the house, and this guy was deceased. Now, in dealing with this guy, every time I dealt with him, you know, this guy was a skinny white guy. When you get into the house where this guy was deceased at, and I don't know what it is about the deceased patients that I get, they always seem to have been in winter. Could be because it was Pennsylvania and it's, you know, damn near winter there almost all year. But anyhow, so I get in there and that skinny white guy is deceased and is now a fat black guy because of the swelling in the body and everything. Yeah, he'd been there for, you know, over 24 hours. Rigor mortis had set in. But anyhow, the heat was on, and that made it stink because this was not a fire department response. This was an ambulance response. Therefore, I was not wearing an air pack. We don't have those on the ambulance, contrary to what people think about ambulances. We don't have things like that on there. Some people think we carry everything. But so, you know, we coroner come out, whatever, and took over the scene there, and we went back in service. But it was you see interesting things like that, and yeah, I say interesting. There were no jokes about that one. That was just a, you know, a completely odd situation, you know. But you see stuff like that. You'll have people you know or have dealt with as patients in the past, and it happens. That's just part of the job, especially if you work at the same ambulance company for any amount of time. That's just going to happen. But it may be different like in a big city in these paid big city departments because there's a whole lot more personnel. Where I ran EMS, it was rural, and you know, there was a lot of things involved in that. Just long response times. There were some areas of our county, and I believe I alluded to this in another video at some point, but there were some areas of our response area that were 30 minutes away, running lights and sirens, full code, you know, not paying any attention to the speed limit. It was going to take us 30 minutes to get there, and we were I think 45, it was 30 minutes to, no, yeah, 30 or 45 minutes to the closest actual hospital if we took you by ground. So, you know, I tell you another one that I saw, if I can remember. Trying to remember, because see, I was lucky, y'all. I did 10 years in the fire department and never worked a fatal fire. And I did 2 years in EMS, and I worked a lot of deaths. So I'll give you one more gory story from EMS because I just remembered it. And I really don't have that many. This series is probably just going to be these two videos, or 3 videos that I've made, rather. 3 videos. The last one from EMS that I know I full on remember and tell you is I was sitting there. We're supposed to get off 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, tones drop for a gunshot victim. We get down to this house, and the guy killed himself. He was suicide is what it was. And he had 9mm. We kind of kicked that away from him a little bit just to make the scene safe, but not put any kind of fingerprints on it because we knew that, you know, we're going to have a police investigation involved in this just because of circumstances. So we get over there, and he used a 9mm, and he did it correctly. As far as suicide goes, some people, he stuck it right in his mouth, and I seen what it do to a tongue. It turns half your tongue into white foam. And there was brain matter on the wall behind him. And of course, so he's been there basically all weekend or something. I believe it was Monday or something that we got this call. And they had said, oh yeah, he said he was going to do it. Nobody believed him, so I don't know anything about that, but he was stiff. He was sitting on a couch when he did this. So now you've got a guy that died sitting up, and we have to put him into a body bag, and that was not easily done because the rigor mortis had set in. And the other thing is, because he was setting up, when we laid him down on the ground to put him in the body bag, all the dead black blood that was pulled up in his head came out and leaked onto the ground. It's the kind of shit you see in EMS, and I may get some more gory stories if I can remember some trauma calls and stuff. This isn't, entertainment purposes or anything. It's nothing really to help me, because we'll talk and things like that. All EMS and fire, we'll talk with each other somewhat, but as far as a lot of stuff affects people differently. I was not one of the ones that is really haunted by any kind of ghosts out of that deal. I got lucky and didn't really have enough bad calls that it affected me completely, and y'all, it's a different world. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and y'all have a good one.